Oh my god, you guys, I am so excited for today's video because we get to watch Trisha Paytas rip James Charles a new one. It's gonna be so good. I watched Evangelina Scott's coverage of this and I was rolling the whole time, so I was so excited to do this with you guys because I was like, I have to cover this for my channel because I have my own thoughts as always. However, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an insight into what it's like to be a YouTuber right now. Okay, this is the second time I'm trying to film this video. I got halfway through, like the first kind of 10 minutes in, and the video corrupted because I accidentally hit a wire. So we're going to see if we can get through this second time the whole way through. Let's just jump straight into it. This is the Just Trish podcast. She looks tea. Like, let's be honest. I think this is the case with anything that Trisha does, to be fair. Like, she just looks tea with everything. Like, face card tea. She just looks cute. Love the little pink wig she's got going on. This is incredible. So yeah, this is off the back of the whole Spirit Airlines situation. If you missed my coverage of that, go watch my other two videos that I made on this topic, because we did the original video. We did the new kind of old but new victim messages that came out against James Charles as well. And then the video I filmed before this was the girl from Spirit Airlines speaking out and his terrible apology message that he sent to her and her not accepting it, which is completely valid. So this is Trisha talking about that whole situation. Well, it was before the girl spoke out, but like the situation with the Spirit Airlines employee, and let's just get into it because this is absolute gold. It's a masterpiece, and I'm so excited to get into this. So let's go.
And they're just like patient. I'm like, I think I would. I don't know.
Me applying to be James Charles' content producer.
Did we post that?
Wait.
I have to finish posting, editing.
So already we have to pause this because if you guys didn't know, this is like a new little bit like that happened before the Spirit Airlines stuff. I wasn't aware because, believe it or not, I don't wake up every day thinking about James Charles, okay? So I missed this. But he is looking for a new like assistant content creator with his content. He was really specific. He was like, I'm looking for either girl or gay, and they have to be funny. They have to make me laugh. And then apparently he came online on his TikTok and was like yelling at people because they weren't applying properly. They weren't sending in application videos, and it was a whole process. Like, it was a whole like all the different steps that he was saying that people had to do to apply for this job. Just made such an example of how easy he thought applying for a job was in the video where he was screaming about the Spirit Airlines situation, because he was like, it's as easy as copy and pasting a message. Like, you could be using that time to go apply for jobs, and it's like actually a lot of jobs require several steps. So that was a good little call out of the hypocrisy there. But yeah, just if you missed that context, that's what they're talking about right here.
I didn't see him posted, and I was like, obviously with the recent James Charles,
even more topical than ever. Yes.
Yeah, I was.
For Patreon, you guys, I applied to be James Charles' content producer.
Pre
Spirit
him
Airlines.
going pre-Spirit Airlines, because we were kind of like, honestly, this is good. Like, you should post
really
it on TikTok.
submit it.
Yeah, I was really like, this is kind of good, and we'll see what he says, because we forget how awful James Charles is. Like, truly the worst person, like a horrible human.
Pause, because that is a jump scare right there. Okay. That is a jump scare, and you know, when I watched this the first time with the video that corrupted, RIP, I forgot that they included this. And it was like, oh my god. Like, let's be honest, if this is an example of things to come. If we should have looked at this phase of James Charles and been like, oh damn, we are dealing with a dodgy character right here. This was foreshadowing. Like, anyone who looks like this at any point in their life will probably turn out to be a bad person, let's be honest. Okay, like, when was this? This would probably be like 2017, like maybe 2018, judging by the brows and the bright orange lipstick, right? Also, what is wrong with his eye? I don't know if it's the lashes, like maybe the lashes are a little off, but like, why does this eye look like the pupil's bigger than this one? Is anybody else seeing that? Maybe it's just the shadow, I don't know. Like, the first time I saw this photo, I was like, his eyes are off. I don't know why his eyes are staring into my soul like that, and it's making me uncomfortable. This whole picture is making me incredibly uncomfortable. And also, like, the ABH, like, Flashback Mary brows is crazy. The lack of blush is crazy. even the lack of like contour, bronzer, anything. It's literally just like flat, bright orange block brow lash done with like highlighter on the nose. Like that's it. That's all this makeup is, right? And do you see the hand like doesn't match the foundation? I mean, not that it does often, because obviously, like, well, I don't know, because like your hands get more sun than like your hands and your face like get just as much sun. It's the reason you match it to your neck is because your neck gets less sun because of the shadow of your face, I guess. But like, why is this a thing? It's like it's so yellow. Maybe this was the start of makeup like going more orange, which is something I'm sure we're all aware of if you wear makeup. Like a lot of lipsticks and stuff going way more orange than they should be. And I feel like this was the start of it, because like what is that? Again, it's a jump scare, and there's going to be quite a few sort of jump scare old James Charles memes throughout this video, but that's the first one. It's wow, crazy. You know what? Also, fun fact: I never went through let's get my words straight. Teeth in. I never went through a block brow phase. I used to use the NYX like microfine brow pencil, and I used to carve out like a little. I would never like carve them out with concealer. It was definitely like a strong arch situation, even though I was recovering from a terrible overplucking incident in 2017. I think it was was it 2016 or was it 2017, where I like accidentally gave myself like tadpole brows because I plucked the top of them off. Listen, I don't. That's gonna be a topic for another video where we like go back through my old video, not all through my old content. But like, I always thought that the block brows were ugly. Like, anybody else out there dude really like hated the carved out block brow of 2016 and like up until about 2018. Like, anyone else out there saw the wood for the trees? Like, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. And
I don't know if I can say that about anyone else, because there's characters, there's trolling, there's all this stuff like that, but like he's like an awful human being disguising, trying to like mask as like a content creator or something like that. I don't know, like no, but he's like literally like evil. And but then we forget all this stuff, right? We're doing the thing, and that's why I thought you weren't gonna post it. I'm like, maybe he's not gonna post it, because I was like, you know what, this is kind of camp. Because obviously even that part though, him screaming for like the applicants getting the application wrong, being like, you guys didn't submit a video. I was like, maybe he's being camp. And I was like, oh no, that's him. That's him just being thinking he's the end all be all of this earth, and that people should just like bow down to him. And I was just like, but Oscar submitted to be his assistant, and it was really good. It was a really good video.
Yeah, Trisha directed it. Yes, and we kind of nailed it. We did my whole application, drafted the email.
Did you send?
I did not submit the email.
Okay.
Now I'm like,
maybe not.
No, because
he might actually want to hire you.
We want to see the TikToks that he's gonna make about this application.
I'm scared. He scares me. For the record,
Moses clocks it so hard.
I can say this now with no like, oh, maybe later he'll change it. I hate James Charles. I don't think I actually do.
Oh, I
actually despise him more than any other creator. Number one enemy of the show. I'll collab with Colleen, David, Shane, everybody. I'll collab with everybody before her.
The way she's saying that she'll collab with Colleen Ballinger and David Dobrik and Shane Dawson before James Charles is crazy. But can I just say, can we all agree that if that day ever came where she did do some kind of like ironic expose, kind of like force somebody to apologize to her type situation, where she had either David or Shane on, I think we would forgive her more if it was David or Shane, and less if it was Colleen. Like, we wouldn't understand if it was Colleen, right? We'd be like, girl, what the hell's going on? Although if she was trying to do like some rip into her kind of expose interview with Colleen, like to expose everything that she's done, like I think maybe that would be tea. But like the fact that she said that is so funny, considering like if you know Trisha Law, you know how significant that is. But like that's insane. I love that she said that.
James Charles, like, he's awful. At least these other people try some humanitarian efforts, right? Like, Colleen did a fundraiser for kids for her birthday, and David tries to give people money and cash. Yeah, like, you know, they try. There's some inherently evil in them, but they're trying. They try to balance it out. But James, actively does the opposite.
Yeah,
he's like, I know
that's it.
I've been caught and admitted to like texting underage boys. I know I've been awful to people. I know I scream at people, but then like just doubles down, triples down,
Yeah,
and it's just
that's
like shows himself to be actually like inhumane. Like just thinks like,
yeah. Listen, I just want to also say on the point about the collaboration as well, like what she's just saying about like, well, at least they're human beings, right? Like this is at least like there's some humanity in them, and this is okay. I'm not a fan of David Dobrik. The only reason I know who David Dobrik even is because of drama commentary, right? Like I never used to watch Liza Koshy when they were dating or anything like that. Like I'm not on that side of the internet. Shane I was a big fan of for a few years. I mean, do I sometimes go back and watch some of his like old food videos from time to time just for the nostalgia? Okay, yes, maybe it's a guilty pleasure of mine, but you know, I'm not really like a big fan of his anymore. But I know that like he's still doing his thing, right? And David, I don't know what David's doing now. Didn't he try and do like some big rebrand where he was like getting fit and whatever, and it was like some big thing? It was very weird. Does anyone else remember that? But at least with Shane, like he's trying to at least be like a wholesome, like he's got kids now, like yeah, he has the podcast. He still does like conspiracy videos from time to time, like they'll go to theme parks and trying to test the water. Like I don't know if you guys watched that video. Like he'll do that kind of thing. So he's still got like a livelihood, right? Whereas like, and this is a point that she's going to bring up later on as well, is that like, you know, they've still got a livelihood, but Colleen is just scraping to be relevant. Like she's barely relevant. She's like, you know, if anyone needs a reality check, it's James Charles and Colleen. But she is going to bring up that point later on. So let's see what else she says.
I don't. He does not deserve his platform. He doesn't deserve any amount of wealth. But it all. I'm not the karma police, but it doesn't end well. When you are someone who is just so vile and nasty and just thinks that like you shouldn't help your fellow human out. Yeah. Because I've seen the discourse of people being like, well, you know, he could have just not responded. I like want to like up that one and be like, no, like I think that's kind of like his duty to help people once in a while, but not only like yes, I guess he could have ignored it, right? Maybe he helps other people in the DMs, whatever, and he just chose to. But to also like go publicly like bash this person and just video, be so like calling him lazy and being like, James, you deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. Like how you got this far is like a mind blown to us all. We're all kind of confused by it, but we're like, okay, you deserve nothing. You deserve nothing of what you have. You live in this beautiful house. You do the bare minimum. You're a nasty person. You're awful. You're also borderline like texting these like underage boys and like what. You're an awful person. So you deserve none. But on top of that, the only talent you have is makeup. And it's like, are you deserving of this like all you do is makeup and you get this beautiful house. You get all these nice things. How are you ever telling someone like they're lazy, they don't deserve like that? You're doing, you're on live with Painted asking for us. You're always, you give the bare minimum and people give you so much. You should be giving all your money out to people because it's like.
And can I just say, how is anybody buying Painted? Because when it came out, it was irrelevant. Like if he'd come out with that brand, I remember that Rich Lux was saying this at the time. What was it, like 2023? Something like that. Maybe 2024. I can't remember when he came out with Painted. Again, I don't think about James Charles unless I'm filming these videos, okay? But like, if he'd come out with Painted in like 2019, it would have been huge. If he'd come out with it at the same time as like the Morphe palette, and like when everyone else was doing their own brands, like it would have been great. We would have eaten that up. But when you're coming out with a brand like that post-pandemic, when, you know, people don't have as much money, recession, etc., I mean, listen, I don't know. Maybe you guys can educate me in the comments. I don't know if he's had, like, sold-out moments, or if he has, it's just because, like, they don't order enough stock, so it's, like, a PR thing to make it look like it's doing better than it is, you know? Like, stuff like that goes on in business, right? Like we all know from the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star documentary about, you know, ordering stock, having to predict sales and all that kind of thing to know how much to order. And then as we know in that situation, for those of us who were there, I was there. I still have my conspiracy palette as well, by the way. But like, I was there. I lived in that, and I'm sure a lot of us did, where, you know, sites were crashing because that was what it was like in 2019. Like, we had that big hype around makeup because people loved makeup and people loved to play with makeup. And then James Charles also loved to play with makeup. But like she was saying, you know, your only talent is makeup. In my opinion, his makeup's got worse. His makeup has not improved. Like, back in the day when he was doing the Morphe rainbow palette stuff, like, that was a creative. That was, okay, it fit with the time. Still a shitty person, mind you. But, like, you know, because we all know from the Bite Sister situation. But still, like, he had something. There was something there. Now, he fits in with every other bitch out here who's doing the same old shit makeup. And even that, like, this is something else I would say. Like I was saying before, Trisha, I think throughout her entire career, let's be honest, has always been face card, never declines, okay? Even when she was crying on the kitchen floor, which I love, by the way, that's the name of her memoir coming out. I'm really actually tempted to get her memoir. Trisha, hit me up. But, like, you know, like, I will do a review on my channel of that if I could get that. But, like, she always looks tea. And this is coming from somebody who didn't even really watch, like, the Frenemies podcast. This is probably the first episode of the Just Trish podcast that I've properly watched, like, at least, like, a little clip now for this video. And, like, I've seen other people react to other podcast episodes of hers. But, like, I'm not even, like, a big watcher of Trisha. But, like, the stuff that I've seen, either from people reacting to Frenemies or stuff from this or, like, other videos I've seen over the years, she always looks tea. She always has something cute on. I love the little wig, like... She has individuality and she has personality. Even like with the little pink tea rhinestoned microphone she's got with like the fluffy walls and everything, like she has individuality, she has style. The fact that I can literally be like, Trisha Paytas is better at makeup than James Charles is crazy. But anyway, let's continue.
It's like, you don't deserve any of it. Exactly. And it's like, these people are working hard. You're flying airlines. You're flying all these things like that. It's like, I hate him. I hate him.
I love it.
And
so do we.
There's no redemption for him because we saw the real James, and then with the apology, we saw the real James again. And in the comments doubling down and stuff like that. Like, we saw how cruel you are to someone who is like asking for help, like last resort, like just like looking for a hand, like
exactly.
And even when people email me for money, you know, I like donate sometimes, and sometimes people will write back, not often, maybe twice. People are like, haha, I didn't need the money, you just gave me $1,000, whatever. Like, at least like you're trying to whatever. Maybe they did need it, maybe they didn't, whatever. But it's like,
this is what we were saying as well in my video, because I mean, I've gone back on this now. I did make my own little apology in my last video where we did cover the girl who spoke out about this being the girl who sent the message in the first place. But, you know, like, at first I thought the message was fake. In hindsight, you know, because it was a GoFundMe link, I was like, well, maybe it was actually real. But, like, and because that she didn't follow him as well, which, again, it was crazy that he was crashing out about everything, okay? I do not take away from that at all, and we covered that on my channel, you know? But, like, that be, like, even then, like, I was saying, like, even if it was a fake message, that makes it even more ridiculous. And Trisha is just saying how, like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. Because she knows her position, she knows her platform, but she's also real. And she also knows that, like, she's a generous human and she'll just do it anyway because she wants to get back to her fans or, like, anybody in need, because she's a human, and that's the point she's trying to make. Is at least, you know, as humans, that's what we do. It's a community effort. If you see something happening and you can give... That's what you're going to do, which is what she's going to talk about.
Help people and help them blindly when you're given so much for doing so little.
Yeah.
And James, you're doing the least. You're doing the least amount. You were going to Coachella,
exactly.
VIP, all this stuff like that, and you're doing the absolute least. You're not contributing to society. Nope. You're not helping the internet. You're not inspiring others. You're yelling at your fans. You're yelling at people. Exactly. It's not cute.
Exactly. And this is what we were saying. Like, it's not cute. Like I said in my video where we reacted to his crash out, like, he was giving the Joker. His whole, like, up to the camera, I'm sorry for the jump scare, but, like, over the camera like that, it was giving Joker. It was giving James Charles as the new Joker. It was giving insanity. It was giving Where's Your Nearest Asylum. Like, it, honestly, it was insane. His behavior was insane. And, exactly. That's it. It's insane.
Oh my mind. It's because I had such a good weekend. It was like my birthday. I think Tana said it yesterday. She goes, it's Mother's Day. I'm not going to go in and change that. I was having such a good flow. But it actually, I think I even texted you back. I'm like, it like consumed me how awful he was. You've done all these things in your past. Obviously, the Kayla Malik situation. Yep. Obviously, the armpit situation with boys on Snapchat. Like
which I'd forgotten about. And I'm just going to reiterate what I said in the corrupted video as well. Was like I forgot about the whole like, do you have armpit hair like situation, like asking about like boys' pubic hair that are like underage, which is incredibly disgusting, and also the Kayla Malik situation. Why are you protecting and befriending and wanting to hook up with someone's abuser? Like, and that is the tea right there, all shade. You know, like there are so many layers to James Charles being a shitty person. Obviously, like the foundation, which. Excuse the pun, the makeup pun here, you know, the foundation is, you know, texting underage boys and all that stuff, but like there are so many layers that just keep on revealing themselves. It's like one thing after another. Just when you think you can't get any worse, something else happens, you know what I mean? And, you know, this whole Spirit Airlines situation is just that. It's like, you know, it's the Spirit Airlines, it's the Kayla Malik situation. He's just a shitty person. And like Trisha's been saying, he's not even like a proper human, and he doesn't deserve anything that he has. How he still works with brands is beyond me. Like, let's boycott any brand that works with James Charles right
There's
there.
so much, but now it's just this person who like lost their job, and you belittling them, mocking them, screaming at, like, that's so insane. You are like actually the shittiest person ever. GoFundMe even was like, what's their GoFundMe? We want to promote it. Same. Yeah. Like, honestly, that person, it's great. If there's one thing people can get and rally around is like a GoFundMe, right? Especially when someone sends me a GoFundMe, it looks pretty legit, right? Effort. Sometimes I was just PayPaling people money and stuff like that, which I still do. But like, if there's a GoFundMe, it's legit. Something like happened to somebody. And it's like, for you to just be like, you're late, like insane to me. Everyone rallies around a GoFundMe. Everyone wants to help. People who make...
I will even add my own personal thing, like, I hope this doesn't dox me, but like I live in a village, and a few months ago, someone committed arson on a relative's house, and they lost everything, like all their possessions, everything. Like the house just, it was insane, and they had a GoFundMe for that. And you know, this is what I'm saying. It's a community thing. It's a community effort of people just being decent human beings and donating when people need help.
Just an average salary, below average salary, even those people donate because they'll donate $2, $5 because that's what we do as humans. This world sucks.
Exactly.
And like humans just want to help each other out. Yep. And I think GoFundMe is like such a good example of that. Whenever I see a GoFundMe, whenever it's sent my way, if Oscar posting, whoever it is, if whoever's posting their GoFundMes, right, even if it's like someone we don't know and you just reshare, I always will, because it's like, that's what you should do as humans. Aside from karma and all that stuff like that, as just like human beings, you should just want to help people, especially when you are given so much and you're an awful person on top of that. Be lucky brands still want to work with you. Be lucky people want to buy your painted whatever the, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you should be so, because it could be all taken away from you, and it can be. James Charles, don't ever think. Yes.
It happened once, and this is what we were saying in my last video when I was referencing. Also, that is such a candid little freeze frame. I love a little smile. But like, this is what we were saying in my last video that I made about James Charles, about the fact that like, we all remember the day of By Sister when he lost so many followers, and he was like, Morphe pulled all his makeup, everything, you know, we all remember that scandal. In 2020, you know, it happened to Jeffree Star and Jane Dawson. Like, their makeup got pulled from Morphe. To be fair, I think that was the downfall of Morphe, and Morphe had all its own problems, and now they've tried to come back. It's a whole thing. I'm sure we're all aware. Maybe I should do like a bit of a deep dive about that. I don't know, because I find it really interesting how Morphe was all the way up here in like 2016, and now it's like, little small brand trying to do well, trying to do kind of clean girl stuff. I don't know. But like, although I am tempted to buy some of their brushes again, I don't know, because they're still making brushes, just not quite in the same way that they used to be. Who misses old Morphe? Anyway, but like, you know, it's one of those things where like, yeah, you can be taken away, and we've seen it happen before, even with James Charles, and we are begging for it to be more permanent this time. Please, my God.
Run that back.
Yes, Exactly. You could have everything, and we've seen people with everything get it taken away from them. And I don't wish that on anyone, but if you're a shitty human, you don't deserve what you have. If you can't help out your basic person, and like everyone said, you could have just ignored it too, but you know what else you could have done? You could have just shared it. You could have donated. Kylie Jenner shares stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you can just share things. When I try and share when GoFundMe's come along, because everyone's hurting. Sometimes people just need help with rent, you know what I mean? Sometimes, and that's fine too. Like, people, it's just, I think he's just absolutely the biggest piece. There's no coming back. There's no redemption. And I wouldn't say that about any other influencer. Truly, there's not one other creator. I'm talking about the Davids, the Colleen's, everyone. I don't think any. I'm not
going back to the Colleen and like the David situation. In my opinion, and I won't know if anyone agrees with me on this, is that like, I think James Charles and Colleen Ballinger are in the same boat in terms of people who don't deserve a redemption arcs. David Dobrik, I don't give a shit. Shane Dawson, like we said, is doing his own thing. He's a family, I guess. No, he's not a family channel. That he's not, which I can respect him for, because we hate family channels. If he was a family channel, we'd be roasting the shit out of him. But like, he's just doing his own thing. He's minding his own business. You know, he's not really doing anything like too problematic anymore. Like, he's moved on. He's still got his audience. He's still doing his thing. Colleen Ballinger and James Charles, I feel like, have very similar crimes against them. Now, of course, James is using his DMs and, you know, as a dating app, and trying to go in talking to prepubescent boys and asking about their pubic hair. Okay, and like trying to date them and that whole thing. Like, again, go back to my video where we talked about the new exposed text messages that have come out, if you want to know more about that. And also the creator of those reels did actually comment on that video, which I thought was really cool. But, you know, when Colleen Ballinger was out here asking 13-year-olds about their first periods and what their favourite sex positions were, in my opinion, very similar, in the same boat. I too don't tend to like wish bad or ill on anybody. Maybe that's just my Christianity and like my Jesus loving ways up in here. But like, I truly wish reality checks on Colleen Ballinger and James Charles, because again, I feel like they are both in very similar boats in terms of what they've done, and deserve it. Or honestly, they deserve it, because that's the only thing that's going to wake them up, just that little bit. If anything's going to do it, it would be something like actually getting cancelled, actually having all the nice things they have taken away from them, YouTube stepping in, like something like that. It is, I mean, that's another reason why it enraged me, and I'm sure a lot of you have actually come from the Adam McIntyre and VidCon situation, that whole video that I made, which blew up because Adam was so kind to comment on that video and share it, and I know a lot of the muckers came through. So hey guys, so glad to have you here on my little channel. It's a very whimsical time over here. Somebody said in a comment section that my channel was whimsical, and I really appreciate that. It's been whimsical since 2015, and it will continue to be whimsical. No, like 2014, actually. It's my second main channel I've ever had. But anyway. Been on YouTube 13 years. Oh my god, I'm old. But, you know, like, it was similar to that situation where it's like YouTube, and I know that YouTube aren't directly involved with VidCon. I know this is out of context. But, you know, she should be nowhere, like, that family should be nowhere near anything to do with YouTube. Like, YouTube needs to ban them from the platform or something like that. Needs to, like, demonetize their channel or something. I feel like that happened. Who did that happen to? Was it Shane Dawson who got his videos demonetized back in, like, 2020? I can't remember. Someone educate me in the comments, because I do want to do, like, a recap on the whole big cancellations. Because it's been like 8 years, like 6 years, and it's been a long time, okay? And I think that just would be interesting, kind of fun to do. But that's what I think that Colleen Ballinger and James Charles deserves, is some kind of slap in the face reality check from Karma. I mean, none of us are the Karma police, only God is the Karma police. But like, that's what they deserve. They need a wake-up call. And that is the only thing that might possibly bring them into reality. But we don't know. We can only hope.
not about like, oh, you should take someone away, someone's livelihood or whatever. I hope they whatever have financial ruin and stuff like that. But it's like when you're such an awful person and you show that behavior, it's like you just are not deserving of anything you have, like at all. And you could be the most talented, which he's not, but you could be the most talented person in the world, and you still, like, you know, if you're a bad person, you're still not deserving of all your successes, but you're also just, you're very mid, and your singing sucks. That's it. That's just an added gem.
That is my favorite part of this whole clip. Which is like, and you're mid, and your singing sucks. With the throwback to the little fucking I mean, the way I cropped the screen, you couldn't really see it, but I'm sure you could get it from the audio, like the little sliver that you saw. But oh my god, the way you forget that videos exist on the internet until somebody brings it up. That was me with those fucking singing videos. I mean, he keeps trying to remind us that he's a singer, you know, like with the Coachella, like, this is my new single, oh my god, guys, it's so exciting. And it was like the middest fucking, I think Adam McIntyre described it as like Disney Channel, which I agreed with. It was very Disney Channel, very cringe, and it was just like, oh my god, you can't sing. But like the way that we all remember. In fact, you know what? I've just got the what's that song? What is it? Oh my god, I can't remember the song. But like the old video of him being like 14 years old with his little glasses on, sat at the computer like singing, like really out of tune. Oh, what's the song? Oh, I don't know what it's called, but like, please let me know if you know what I want about. Please, I'm not gonna sing it because I'll get copyright. But like, really, someone needs to remind me what that song was. Please tell me you guys know what I'm on about. Leave it in the comments. But anyway. Or like link the video if you find a re-upload, like, please. But like, it's stuff like that where it's like, oh my god, we just have to be reminded how terrible of a person he is, even just in singing ability, like, or lack thereof, really. Like, it's insane. The fact she's like, he's mid and he can't sing actually, and he has no talent, and he's like, which, you know, as we said, I think Trisha is a lot better at doing her makeup and knowing her own face than James Charles will ever be, and that is the tea, all shade. And that is just my favorite part of the
jab at the end. But I try not to come for the pettiness of it all, but also like, you know what I mean? I hate him. And I think when we were doing that Patreon,
not the runway, oh my god, not the runway again. This is stuff we forget about, and then we just get flashbacks. It's like PTSD flashbacks of like Flashback Mary, any video of James Charles singing, the runway. Do you guys remember? Manny MUA did that same runway. Do you guys remember? You had to be chronically online in like 2018 to 2019, like for real. Like 2017 to 2019, like 2020 even, was such a good time to be chronically online. And we are gonna be having a little throwback moment on this channel about that as well.
I was kind of, once again, you forget, you're kind of like, he's camp, he's whatever. No, he's a vile, disgusting human, and I'm not talking about his looks or his singing. I'm talking about the insides, and he's brought into the core. And I wouldn't say truly, it's so crazy when I think about everyone else that I dislike on the internet, the Mr. Beast, whatever. It's like no one compares to James Charles. Truly, I think he is just in a level of his own. After this, I was just like, you are disgusting, because like no other content creator is gonna see that email and be like, wow, someone just lost their jobs. Obviously Spirit Airlines out, people lost their jobs, and be like, you lazy, why the did you ask me this? Like, insane behavior, which means you're just an awful person. Yeah. Anyways, you can set up what happened if you want.
You were in a flow state of
that part right there. Oh my god, well done. Give Trisha Paytas all of her flowers. I swear to God, that was that was a masterpiece. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful masterpiece of just roasting skill. She did not stutter. It was a mic drop moment. She did not, everything. Also, the crying on the kitchen floor book cover behind is crazy. The memoir poster is crazy with the donut and like the big pink dress. Oh, I love it. I love it. I actually love that. I would have done it slightly better. Sorry, this is just me being a graphic designer. I probably would have done it maybe a little bit differently, maybe change the font or something, but the photo is tea. Again, everything she does, you know, she's been on Broadway, everything. I'd give her all of her flowers. She's recently been in a scene of Euphoria, the new season of Euphoria. Not that I'm really familiar with Euphoria, and I hear the new season is shit, and I've seen some clips of it, and it looks shit, and it looks diabolical, actually. Full on just degenerate shit going on over there. But yeah, she was in a scene with Sydney Sweeney, and you know, she's doing so much from a girl who, yeah, was crying on the kitchen floor years ago, like 15 years ago. That's what she was doing. She was doing mukbangs. She was doing like Pornhub. I don't know. Like, she was doing all sorts of things. But she has always just been so good at everything that she's done. And we respect her. We respect the growth. We respect the roast. We respect, you know, the library was truly open, because reading is what? Fundamental. Especially when it comes to Trisha Paytas and ripping into James Charles. Oh my god, that was beautiful. Let's continue, because I think there is a bit more to go about this as well.
Reading, and I was like,
because the clip goes on for this long.
Really like crack open the book and you speed read. You really did speed read James Charles Dickinson. And it was lovely to witness.
I wish I could do like what Jackie did and just go like piece by piece. Or Denisha Carter also did one too, where it kind of like go piece by piece, because it actually like fuels, like my blood boils when I see him physically talking, but I haven't watched it since like Saturday or something. But when it's happening in real time, my blood is boiling. I did want to make a Tati Dumb as Hell style video responding to it, because it was like, I mean, I'm glad I composed myself, because like I wanted to do my old school. I did yell at James Charles back in 2020. Do you remember this? It's like me in front of like bushes, like screaming at him.
I vaguely remember.
Do you remember?
Like,
and then he kind of clapped back at me. He's like, Trisha Paytas, you were the worst. No, James, I think you've officially won the worst title. Maybe back then we could have gone toe to toe, but you have descended into the pits of hell, honestly.
Yes, and I love as well that she can acknowledge her like growth as well. Because in 2020 she was ripping people a new one, and it was a glorious sight to see it, trust and believe. But the fact that now she's like, you know, back then we could have gone toe to toe, but I'm not that person anymore, and this is different times, and I'm like, you know what, I fully respect that it's incredible. incredible work, and I just love Trisha so much.
Like, you have now been officially, because he went back, Trisha Paytas is calling out the worst part. I don't know what it was that I called him out for, and I think I apologized at the time, so like maybe I went too hard on James Charles. I wish I could have gone harder on him back then, honestly, but I knew something intuitively. People always say I'm a little ahead of my time when calling out creators. I think I was a little ahead of my time, but find that clip of me. I don't know what I was saying, maybe don't find it, but I was in the recording studio, and I like step outside and my blood's boiling, and I'm like screaming at my phone at James Charles, and then he like comes back, and it was like this beef. It was like a weird beef in 2020. I don't know what it was, but it's deserving now, and I'm glad I did it. But
he was such a crazy time as well. Like, everyone was getting involved. And do you guys remember that? I think it was the video where he was calling out Shane Dawson and saying like, Shane Dawson, you were a terrible person. Shane and Ryland are dead to me or whatever, and she was in like that Beetlejuice room. Do you remember? She had like the Beetlejuice statue behind her. It was crazy, but it was like you truly had to be there for a lot of these moments. It was honestly glorious.
He's the worst, but you can explain what happened, I guess, because I don't know. People may not know out of context.
I know, T. I mean, it does feel like at this point everyone has kind of weighed in on the Spirit Airlines James Charles controversy, but who are we to miss an opportunity to hate on James Charles? Like, that's what I get up for in the morning.
This
like,
is
I do live.
And a topic that universally we can all come together. We can all come together and donate to a GoFundMe, and we can all come together and know that James Charles is deserving of every
a negative thing.
Yes, yeah. You know what I mean? And then, look.
He deserves all the karma in the world.
He's done it himself. You know what I mean? It's like, this is my opinion, of course. And it's just like, yeah, I think we can all universally agree. In current day, can we always say this, right? Because people love to bring up James Charles from 6 years ago, 4 years ago. There's always something to cancel James Charles for in the past 6 years. But it's like, he's consistently and currently doing awful behavior time and time again. Last year was Caleb Malik's boyfriend and being awful. Every year there is something. So then, of course, when you continue to be awful, you bring up the awful stuff that already happened. It's like, if James Charles started like helping people, going to do, building houses for people, just started being a part of something. Even Mr. Beast, right? I think he does those water buckets for people in Africa. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, we can be like, well, you're doing something good. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, actually. Like, if something like that happened, if Mr. Beast started being a good person, can we imagine fucking Jimmy Donaldson? I think the Rosanna Pansina would have a heart attack if that actually happened. She would be, she'd be all over that. But like, I don't think we'd believe it. I don't think if James Charles all of a sudden, like off the back of this, started doing like a bunch of PR stunts, like we would suspect it was a PR stunt from the get-go, because we've had such a long history of them being such a terrible person that if they started all of a sudden trying to be a good person, we would smell a rat from a mile off. So I don't know if I really agree with her on that.
Maybe you're not a great person, but at least you're doing something. He's done nothing and he's doing the opposite. Yeah. So it's like, at least if he did like a little bit of change, we'd love to see growth. We'd love to see it. And sometimes when he's silent, we're like, well, he hasn't done anything horrible in 6 months. Maybe
we'd love to see growth in James Charles. Is crazy.
He's changing. Nope, he hasn't. He's actually still being horrible. So I think that's important to remember when it comes to cancel culture, which I do feel like there should only be so many, right? There should only be so many. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think like every year, maybe get like 1 or 2 cancellations, maybe. But then also like past the age of 25, you need to stop the cancellation and then you don't get any more passes. But I think this is one that everyone universally is like, yeah, this is like, because a lot of people are like, James Charles will never be canceled, but it's like, eventually because he's actually a horrible person.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that, and this goes back to like the same applies to Colleen Ballinger and the whole of the Ballinger family, in my opinion, regardless of who they are. Like, especially because they all enable Colleen, they're all just as guilty as each other, in my opinion. Like it's the same shit with them. Like after a certain point, I agree, like after 25, after that frontal lobe is supposed to have developed, like unless you live in LA, in which point it's delayed a little bit, in my opinion. These LA influencers do be crazy, but like it's LA is the place where IQ dies, okay? Like and James Charles is low IQ as fuck, like forever. He's just stuck in that space, in my opinion, because I don't think he will ever change. People like that, you can have the best intention in the world, but they will never change. Because narcissists never change. Unless they go through like rigorous psychological therapy, I guess, and maybe they can outlearn some things. But 9 times out of 10, a narcissist like James Charles, who is that insane, is unfortunately going to be stuck like that for the rest of their lives. And all we can do is pray that they have to struggle to learn how to do things, like this is the thing. We don't necessarily wish struggle on anybody unless it's James Charles. This is what me and Trisha are both, this is something I really do agree with her on. I mean, I've agreed with literally everything she said. Again, this has been an absolute masterpiece of a podcast episode and a roast, okay? The library stays open for this one. And how old is James Charles? I think he's like 27. He's turning 27. I think they do confirm this in the podcast. But like, I agree. Like after that frontal lobe is supposed to have developed, you should just be gone. Like you do not get any free passes anymore. I really do agree with her on that point.
Anyway, sorry, keep going. I won't time it anymore.
No, we want you to chime in. It's so good.
Well, yes.
Sorry.
Well, yes.
I'm so seated for your take on it.
But you're so you're well versed. You're very articulate.
Well, that is kind of the tea. So he went viral on TikTok for posting on his spam account. Again, the timing is very odd because we were just reacting to the TikTok on his secondary account, which almost inspired you to make a secondary account on TikTok as well, asking for a content producer because he ironically was kind of running out of ideas for his own personal socials. Now we know why.
We know why.
He has nothing, no concepts whatsoever. Yeah. And then he posted his little think piece about...
Also, by the way, I just want to reiterate something that Evangelina said in her video. Like, the way during the application, he's like, you're going to give me like 3 content ideas. And Evangelina was like, oh yeah, he's totally going to steal those. And I was like, you know what? I completely agree. And like Oscar's just said, like... He's clearly scraping the barrel because it's not the same anymore, and he knows that people hate him for valid reasons, so he's just getting angry at the fans because deep down he knows that everyone hates him and that it's just insecurity coming out all the time. And that's just basically it. that's just James Charles personified as one big insecure little fucking narcissist, you know what I mean? But yeah, I agree with what Oscar's saying. Like he's running out of ideas. That's why he's asking for a content producer, and that's why, you know, he's crashing out about his fans.
About a woman who reached out to him for help via email, asking if he could donate to her GoFundMe because she just lost her job on Spirit Airlines. And you kind of summarized his TikTok pretty well. My favorite parts of it were, again, him calling her lazy and also calling her a bitch repeatedly. I'm like, okay, a man,
exactly.
Again, because James Charles is a man.
He's
he
a
is
man.
almost a 30-year-old man, repeatedly calling this woman a bitch. Also, so weird because, again, he could have, the worst thing he could have done, right, is just deleted the email, kept it moving. Weird behavior, because he went on to describe this girl in the original TikTok. He said, "You are white, you are pretty, and you are able-bodied," which then insinuates that he went, looked this girl up from the name that was on the GoFundMe. Also, because he was like, oh.
Also, as we mentioned in the video where we talk about the girl, she ain't white. She's Hispanic. She's like the light-skinned Hispanic. She's not white. Pretty, yeah. Able-bodied, we're assuming so. But white, no, not white. So I don't know if he did actually look this girl up properly, or whether he's just colorblind or what. We don't know. But just to add that in there, because at this point I don't think the girl had actually spoken out yet about that when they filmed this.
Oh, you have never followed me, you've never interacted with any of my pages.
Right.
So that is so weird. Like, James Charles, you obviously, everyone kind of knows you're a freak, but you were also so
freak
weird
is such
because
a good word for him.
Why would you take so much time to look this woman up, see that she doesn't follow you, hasn't subscribed or commented on your videos, go and went through her photos to see what she looks like, check to make sure she was able-bodied? Like, that is so weird. And then to go and make the little TikTok, there's so many layers of weird behavior in this TikTok that is like, real. What the hell is going on? And also,
let's just add the point that we keep mentioning, and the fact that the reason he was in his message request in the first place is probably because he was looking for the next 16-year-old boy. But let's continue.
So we reacted on Patreon to his Coachella vlog.
Oh, right.
And in that, I mean, it's funny because we talked about in that, like, he's getting so egotistical and like into his own head, and this is what happened.
What? Just now? No, honey, he's been like that the whole time. But anyway.
Ironically, again, the anniversary of Bye Sister, like, everyone was seated for the demise of James Charles back in 2019 because he had gotten his head so big and he just thought that he was that girl and nothing could ever happen to him.
Exactly, and that's why we loved Tati so much for that video, is because she really was trying to take him down a peg. I mean, there are criticisms about the fact that, you know, she was, 38 or something at the time, trying to be a mentor to somebody who was, like, 17 at the time. Like, oh wait, no, was it? No, I think he was 19 at that time, right? 19? He would have been, because he's like 2 years older than me. Right, anyway. But like, I'm 25. I was 18 at the time with Bye Sister. But like, you know, so I feel like he was 19, about to turn 20. And that's why we loved that video so much, and that's why we respected that video so much, is it hit so hard, was the fact that, yeah, she was trying to, and especially the part where she was like, parents, where she called out his mum and dad and was like, you need to be here looking after your son because he's going in directions that are not good. You know, and he didn't know my birthday dinner, and you know, but like for real, this is what she was trying to do, was being like, he needs to be taken down a peg. He ain't going in a good direction here. And you know, as much as we can speculate about like who made her make that video, like who egged her on in that, you know, and like what were the real motivations for that, that's fundamentally what happened, right? So, like, that was a big point, was that, yeah, she was trying to humble him. She was trying to take him down a peg, and he's needed that. He didn't take it at the time. In fact, he took it and ran with it and just became an even worse person off the back of it, right? I think because he hasn't actually had like a proper cancellation that's lasted a long time, pretty much like since that, and even then, like, yeah, he lost millions of followers. And, you know, he got all his makeup pulled and everything, but now he's got his own brand. He's still trying to, I mean, he's not the same, like we've been saying, but, like, at the same time, He's not quite gone, you know what I mean? He's never really had that. And I think that's why it's so important for these people to have reality checks, and why these platforms need to step up and step in. Even though these are the creators that probably make them the most money, you know, it's a moral standpoint of being like, we need to eliminate the narcissists and give them more reality checks. And that's why this is so important.
I mean, that's why everyone was ready for something to happen and for him to get humbled. And that's why everyone was quick to like unfollow, unsubscribe, because he was his own worst enemy. And on the anniversary for all this to happen, not lost on me, like that is fierce. And also, it was just the anniversary of him having to apologize for Kayla Malik, like the same week, a year ago.
That's
May is not his
crazy.
month.
May is not his, it's also his birthday.
How quickly time flies. As if the Kayla Malik situation was a year ago today. Like, or like a year ago, like last week or something. That's insane. That's insane.
A month, I think, but
that is so.
I know.
Wow, that is so interesting. You say that because, and you're right. I think that's a very important thing to do when you're like your own worst enemy, right? There's people get canceled for like, you know, tweets they made, jokes they said, beefs they've had, but it's constantly him saying all this stuff. There's like no one even like coming for him. Obviously, all the stuff with like the boys and stuff like that, like. And he admitted, by the way, I feel like a lot of people like forget that too. Like he's admitted to all this stuff like that. Obviously, the Kayla Mack with the boyfriend coming out there, like he is like this like sneaky snake.
Like with the Kayla Malik situation a year ago, I'm sure we've all seen videos of people reacting to that. He admitted to everything, and he was saying that like she made it all up. It was incredibly messy and incredibly disgusting. And yeah, with everything he's ever done, he's pretty much admitted it. He's tried to go back on it, but he's always admitted everything that he's done. And still, he's alive and kicking. I don't want to say he's alive and kicking. I'm not wishing death upon him. My God, but like, you know, like that. That's where we draw the line. But like, he's still alive and kicking on social media. Like he's still got a career. You know what I mean? Crazy.
All stuff that he proactively does. It's not like he's like this victim, which he tries to portray himself like actively does. And I think that's just important to know. It's like he's the one doing. It's not like anyone's like trying to come for him. It's not like, you know, a Taylor Frankie Paul where it's like, oh, all the success, and all of a sudden it's like, let me bring up this moment, or you know, trying to poke him and get a reaction. It's like he's doing all this stuff. Like this person was just asking for a thing, which by the way takes a lot for someone to like set up a GoFundMe. It takes a lot of like. It humbles you. It's all stuff. It's like takes a lot of courage to put that out there, to ask for help and stuff like that, because obviously Spirit Airlines closing was like a big thing. It's not an easy thing to do. So people already feel maybe embarrassed to already ask for help. And so to on top of that, do this. And like you said, go and actively like seek this person. You see now that it's a real human being, that this like a real thing. Like you're verifying all this stuff like that. And it's like, oh, but because she doesn't subscribe to me or support me, like she doesn't deserve to be helped. She's a bitch. The bitch, right? I forgot about that.
That was it. Like that, and that. Yeah, she's gonna talk about this more. Sorry about the freeze frame girl. I feel like we do this every video that I watch videos where I freeze frame it in a really awkward place. I'm like, that's not very flattering, and she deserves all the flattering pictures ever. That girl is T. But you know, like she was saying, like yeah, exactly. Like now. Why are you throwing the word bitch around just because somebody doesn't subscribe to you? And we were saying this in the video where we reacted to his crash out. Like, it was all just so insane. So insane.
That also pissed me off. See, that's what I'm saying. I gotta watch.
Multiple times.
Like, and you know what? Like, in the past, I think we kind of like could maybe look at James Charles and be like, well, he probably has a lot of insecurities, right? Maybe, obviously, maybe people weren't nice to him growing up, and it's like, you know, the way he presents himself and stuff like that. So I had a little empathy, right? Like there's some anger inside, but there is obviously a lot of anger and a lot of issues inside that. Like at this point, you are past the age of 25. How old is he?
I think he's like 28, right?
28.
Not quite.
He's turning 27.
He's turning 27. So you're past the age of 25. You're gonna be 27. It's like now you need to like get help for whatever. I'm sure there's issues that plague you. I'm sure there's trauma in your life because all this anger and calling people bitches and like there's obviously you have issues. You have deep rooted issues, I'm sure. But it's like now's your time to like get help because you are now being a menace and destructive to like not just the internet but like honestly society, like the human race really. And it's scary.
James Charles is a menace to society. Trisha Paytas 2K26. Like and again, clock it. She's clocking him so hard in this video. This is why I wanted to make this, because this is so beautiful and so true. She's clocking him so hard and it's so good to see.
scary to watch. And it's like, and he does, we talked about that. I don't know if I talked about this with you or maybe with you. I think I was talking about, like, he does have like a good like family life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we talked because when this happened, I asked her, like, he acts like somebody that doesn't have parents, like doesn't have any guidance in his life about
But they're like so
behavior.
supportive of him.
And then she told me, like, no, he has
crazy
parents.
part
He
about
actually
that,
has, like,
that he always says is really supportive and all this stuff like that. So it's like, because I think you knew like the Tati situation, how he was like thinking of her like a mother. So I think you like
Right.
knew that. But he does have parents, and he said they've always been supportive of him. So it's like, and he has a brother that was like supportive. So he has like family. So this is like there
Not James Charles' brother having issues as well. We all know.
is some like deeper, and it's also kind of scary because when you start calling like a random person you don't know like a bitch constantly, and so like
like with hatred.
it's scary. It's giving like it is giving like psychopathic tendencies, at least, because it's like why are you
This is what we were saying about the whole he's giving the Joker psychopathic tendencies are right there. The sun's come out now, so I'm gonna have to adjust my brightness, but like literally this is what we were saying, like he's giving Psycho, he's giving the Joker, actually. He that guy ain't normal. That guy ain't normal.
you being like that? Why are you saying that?
And like he said, it was like through his DMs. Like, why are you still at this point going through your DMs like that too? Like, there's so many layers of like weirdness.
Exactly.
Well, we know why he's going through the DMs.
Well, yes. Yeah.
He's like, we know why.
Yeah, like, why are you
If
of all
it was,
people?
Exactly.
if it was
Like,
a young man asking for help, he would be flying him
1,000,000%.
over in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And like,
Can we just have a moment of appreciation for Moses, by the way? Because I feel like every single video that people react to from the podcast, sorry Oscar for that, my god, but like the videos, like every single time Moses is coming out with some absolute bangers, man, some absolute like just one liner, like wipe the floor with somebody type lines. It's gorgeous to see, actually. It's so good. We stan Moses over here. We stan Moses.
suddenly you're the expert at shooting your shot via DM. So all of a sudden you're
Right.
mad at this girl for shooting her shot on DM.
Yes.
Like,
Exactly.
you're the pro at this. She learned from you.
Yes, exactly.
So what is your problem?
And
Sorry. The she learned from you is crazy. Oh my god.
who cares? Like, if she copied and pasted, I mean, people, it's like.
But she
that-
didn't. He said in the apologies that he just made that assumption.
The whole
Oh.
thing, he's just assuming.
No, his apology is worse than the video, because in the apology he admits, first of all, he was like, this thing triggered me. Like, so he admits to just reading something like that and getting triggered. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
first issue.
Like, how does that
And then he
trigger someone
admitted to
asking
making
help?
that assumption that she copy pasted, because she didn't. That was not.
And then,
Moses clocking it. Oh my god, I love how he knows all the context. I love how he's watched the videos as well. So he just knows all the context. Again, we stan Moses. This is why Moses and Trisha work so well together, because they just clock it so hard. It's power couple of the internet right there.
did you see both apology videos?
No, I saw the one that got deleted.
Influencers are all so out of touch. This is so disgusting. You don't know how hard it is in the job market these days. Oh my god, give me a fucking break. I am out of
so
touch,
this is the
first and
one that-
foremost. Okay, I am
So
never.
that's the video that we, because this is the one we didn't react to, because this is the one I wasn't aware of until after I made my first video. But yeah, so this is the one where he's doubling down on what he said basically before the one that we did react to, where he's like, I'm sorry, I was so out of touch and it was ridiculous, I was screaming at the camera. That, like, we already know.
Never going to be one of those influencers that gets online and pretends to be poor so I can come across as relatable to my audience.
Because he did. Okay, so I hadn't seen the deleted one. I did when you had texted me, because you had like, okay, I had just seen the third apology video, or the second apology video, I guess. Yeah. So you saw the one, because was he like shirtless in bed? Was that the one you saw? Do you remember?
I think so.
Because that was the first one. That was the one where he was still like just
It was
doubling
definitely
down.
the first one, because the whole thing, I was like, this is not an apology. This is just you going further about why
Yeah,
you acted,
so
the
they
way you
watched the
acted.
first
Like,
one.
this
Yeah.
triggered
Okay.
me, and I made the assumption, but the thing was even worse.
the triggered one was his apology.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying the apology was worse to
Yeah.
me, because
Well,
he
the first apology
admitted.
was
Yeah, no, that was the second apology is what he's saying. He's saying that's the final apology. There was a
Yes.
first apology that was worse.
Yeah.
No, because the
Sorry. The way the way they're having to go back and forth about which one was the right apology says so much about this situation and about James Charles as well. Like, that just speaks volumes. It does. The way they're like, yeah, but is this the first apology where he was like doubling down, or was it the second apology where he was saying that he was getting triggered and this was ridiculous and he was assuming that about the copy and paste? Like, which one was it? Like, all of them were bad, but which one are we on about? Is crazy. But this again speaks volumes about this situation. But I just think sorry, I just have to say it as well. This reminds me, I saw Rocky Horror Show yesterday, vlog pending, by the way. I did full Tim Curry drag. It was great because a lot of people say that I look like with my hair, and I guess like my bone structure and sometimes the way I do my makeup looks like Tim Curry's Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror, and I'd never seen it on stage, so I went to see it. Like I'd only ever seen the film, and so I went to see it on stage yesterday, and this part is giving Brad, Rocky, Janet, Rocky, Brad, Dr. Scott, Brad, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm sure those who know what I mean.
Second one was bad too. The second one is what I saw, and I was like, well, this is not an apology. The first one, he's still yelling at everyone.
Yeah, he said, I am standing 10 toes down. Yeah, so he...
Oh.
Yeah, so there's so many layers to it again. So after it went viral and it was starting to get coverage, I think like BuzzFeed had wrote an article about it, and a couple other places like were picking it up. But it was...
What is that truck outside? I'm trying to listen to Oscar roast. It's a tractor. Oh my god. Sorry, I live in the countryside. This is the... Honestly, why is somebody driving a tractor down oh my god, why are you doing this? What is the point? It's like a tractor, it's a John Deere tractor with a truck of like dirt behind it. What the hell is going on? What are they backing up on the road? What are you doing? I'm trying to film Trisha Paytas right here. What is going on? Alright, it's somebody across the road from me, I guess. It's loud as fuck. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Okay, we're going to try and attempt, but if you can hear a tractor, that's what's going on.
It was pre-Jackie Aina responding. So that apology was, I am standing 10 toes down, that I still believe in what I said. He said, people think that I'm out of touch. Yeah, I am out of touch. I will not be one of those influencers that sits here and pretends to be poor so I can be relatable. That makes me sick. You guys know how much money I have. And that was his apology. And then in the comments of that it keeps getting screenshotted and shared, was like, someone said like, girl, you could have just said sorry. And then he replied to that, I'm not sorry. And that was the first.
So you didn't see that one?
No. That one was.
Brad, Janet, Dr. Scott, Brad, Rocky, Dr. Scott. It just reminds me so much of that scene from yesterday. Oh my god. But the way that Oscar can quote that down is tears out.
Deranged.
Oh my god, you just saying it, just like reciting it, like makes me.
I thought it was AI. I'm like dead. I thought it was AI because it was so like, crazy.
Who would? Once again, James, it can all be taken away from. It can all.
And we wish it would.
You're not gonna have to act it one day. Like that's what's so. Like your entitlement, your not willingness to help others, that is insane to just think like, because I have it, I can talk however I want. Exactly. I don't have to apologize. Like everyone is telling you are dead wrong about this. That like how like what like.
Now is the time where you decide to start vacuuming, mother. What the hell? If you can hear my mother's vacuuming, I do apologize, but we will try and continue. Again, it's the tractor. It's vacuuming. I give up. Okay. I'm just gonna try and
the fact that you like that you said stand on knows that it's not about being relatable, where no one's acting you to act poor. They want you to act rich. And you know what? Give your money, donate your money. Like that is what part of it does. Like when you get money so easily at that, it's like that is part of your duty, and that it can all be taken. And I don't want anyone to ever forget that. Like I know it's so many people I know. It comes, it goes. To have that entitlement to think like you like I will never be in this person's position. You know, I hope you're not. I hope you're not like on TikTok live one day, like begging people to send you like roses and stuff like that. But it can all be taken away just as quickly. And it actually
not like, oh, what's the name of her ex from David Dobrik? Do you guys remember his name? I don't remember his name. What's his name? I don't remember. But like that part
makes me sick that you that apology, because I saw that one that you said, Moses, that apology, and I remember even thinking that too. I was like, well, this is like not an apology. Then when I saw that one where he's like, I stand by it, and all the comments too, that he stands by it. That shows the person you are. That shows the person you are. And then obviously when Jackie clap back, and like again she never does, not even clap back, just was like you're a dumbass, like, you know what I mean, like the same thing, just telling the truth. And that initial response, oh my god, you have to watch it, because there's also like him in bed, like just like shirtless, like thinking once again that he is just above everything and everyone. The comment section, you guys can't cancel me. And you know what, I've seen a lot of like TikTok creators say like, yeah, he's kind of uncancelable. Like, no, he's not. No one's uncancelable. It's like you do enough bad shit, it's like it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. Exactly. And it's insane. And we saw that's what I'm saying. There's no coming back from this, because that response was that's him. That's really him. And even the one that's like, I don't know if it's still up. Is the second apology still up?
I think the second one is still up.
So even that is like, yeah, because he was trying to explain. He was trying to have people empathize with him. Well, I get triggered by these things, and I'm this, and I'm not a bank account.
What exactly about poor people triggers you is what I want to know.
Yes.
The worst part of your job
right there is what I love that Oscar said this. Like, what part of poor people triggers you is insane, but so true.
In which you make millions of dollars a year is that sometimes you get DMs from people that you have to go out and search for, by the way, because you have to go into not your first inbox, not even your second inbox, the third inbox when you're that big of a creator, and really go through and trigger yourself. So like you are responsible for your own triggers.
Exactly.
And if the most stressful and annoying part of your job is that sometimes strangers will ask you for money, baby, count your blessings, because everyone else is going through it way more than you.
Yes.
And again, it's like he said in his the real, I guess, apology video, he's like, I just get upset when people don't have the make it work mentality, like, because I'm a hustler and I had to make stuff. Baby, you got lucky at 16 years old, and also your parents were well off. You lived in a lovely home.
Yes.
You had a lovely family. Like, you weren't out here. Why are you trying to pretend you're out here struggling? You make it work mentality. You got lucky.
Exactly.
And you've been making.
The only reason James Charles struggles is through his own actions. Like, the only reason he's faced any kind of backlash or controversy or any kind of struggle is because of him messaging underage boys. And that is all. That is all him. That is all him. Okay.
Millions since you were a teenager.
And you continue to get lucky, by the way, by escaping all these cancellations. Like, luck does run out at some point when you are a person. It all catches up to you. And that's the thing. You got lucky. And what do you mean make it work? The whole airline shut down. Was that her? Oh my, I'm so sorry. Like, but she probably had this like job at the airline. She thought was good. The whole airline shut down. What was the other thing that just like shut down and gave like no one's notice? There was like another big company that just like shut down completely and no one.
So many.
Was it Access Hollywood?
Yeah.
Access Hollywood. Like, it's like these things shut down so quickly. Everyone loses their jobs. They don't know like where
and then
to
the job market is flooded because you have 100 people who have the same skill set as you, and there's not as many openings as there are people who need work.
Exactly.
It's like the economy sucks. Like to the make it work mentality is crazy. She lost her job. You have no idea what her situation is like that. It doesn't even matter. Even if she's just by herself trying to make it by, she's just trying to find. It should be, honestly, when people send like DMs or anything like that, it should be like an honor and a privilege that you're able to do it. Like, I always think like, oh my God, the fact that someone's like asking me, I also know takes a lot of like humility. Even at my shows, I remember someone came up to me and was just like, you know, I don't have money for like my son's bed, stuff like that. And I know, I can see it in their face. So, like, I feel so embarrassed to ask this or whatever like that. I know how hard it is. I've had to ask for money. I've had to do lots of things for money that I'm not proud of. And it's like, it
OnlyFans, let's continue.
can be an embarrassing thing for people. So like when people already have to ask that, it's like, that's already such a step, and then to go ahead and mock it. But if you have the means, I think if you have the means, a lot of people like, he could have just ignored it, whatever. I'm like, if you have the means to like give a couple $100s to someone, it's like, why wouldn't you do that? Especially if you already opened the DM. To me, that's like, oh, we've had a connection. It's like when I had the email, right? The Trisha Food for You, and there was thousands. But I'm like, okay, if there's one that I opened, of course I'm gonna like pay that because of the thousands I opened this one. It's like meant to be. Same thing with your DMs. Okay, there must have been a reason you had to open that, right? And maybe it is. Maybe now that girl's GoFundMe.
The only reason that he opened those DMs, again, say it with me, was for underage boys.
I don't know. Has she come? She probably hasn't come public.
I don't think so. And he said he wanted to reach, again in the second apology, that he was trying to reach out to her, but he lost the DM and said, if you see this, please reach out to me again. Girl,
don't. But like reach out and like a GoFundMe. Well, everyone's gonna be flooding that GoFundMe, and
No, he
piece of
knows.
shit.
I mean, he checked every aspect of her. If she
Yeah.
follows him, DM'd him, all that.
Yeah,
So
he probably
has-
remembers her username.
Even in her
Uh-huh.
search,
Yeah.
she's there. It's not like
Clock it,
That's the
Moses.
thing too. Again, in the Coachella video that we reacted to, like there was a big moment that we were like, "Ew," because he bragged about like not tipping the. Yeah,
forgot
so he
about
brags
this.
about this kind of behavior. There was a moment where he ordered some nachos or whatever the hell, and he was like, $37. I'm not tipping this, and he literally kept
Oh,
it
I
in the
remember
video.
this.
Yes.
Wait,
Zoomed
I
in.
think Adam McIntyre reacted to this, or somebody reacted to this. I remember the video because I remember him saying this. I don't remember who it was, but somebody reacted to the Coachella stuff, and that video was played out because I remember hearing James Charles's voice say that. But yeah, but other than that, I forgot about this scandal. But this is insane. Like, just listen to this if you also forgot this existed.
In on the little machine and said tip 0 to these
What?
two girls who are making his at first I'm like, oh, he just got a water bottle. I still thought that was tacky. I'm like, I guess if he got a water bottle, whatever,
Yeah.
it's still kind of tacky because I know damn well you can afford the little tip. And then he got his plate of nachos, a big plate of nachos, and he wouldn't tip. And again, you are a millionaire who literally is bragging about spending $15,000 on your mansion Airbnb in the Coachella Valley, and you can't even tip these two girls making your nachos.
Which
Exactly. Now listen, obviously in America, tipping is such a massive thing. Not quite the same here. We started to have like service charges added to bills and stuff for restaurants in the UK, I've noticed. Like I go to Purezza in Manchester sometimes because it's a great little vegan pizza spot, and there are three locations across the UK. There's the Manchester one, the Camden one. I think there's one in Brighton as well now. I've been to the Camden and the Manchester one. Both incredible. I love going to Purezza so much. And there's always a service charge like at the end of the bill on that. And there's also a place in Blackpool, which I live near, that I love to go to, that also has like service charges, and then also an option for a tip at the bottom. It's one of those businesses where you like scan a QR code, order on your phone, and then it do all your stuff on your phone. And so maybe like we're starting to adopt kind of a bit more of a tip mentality, I suppose, but like just pay your workers more, in my opinion. But also like I know it's a big thing in America, like tip culture and everything. It's such a massive thing over there. And so that just adds to this, like it's especially for somebody with James Charles's money and following, they're about to talk about this, like it's so ridiculous that he's like $37, like whatever, because like we know these influencers, it's like when Michaela goes out and does like a whole like big luxury haul and is showing it off to all of her followers, which is incredibly tone deaf considering the economy, like the state of the economy. It's not like 2016 anymore where people can afford just like luxury items and be able to be like flaunting it all over Instagram and it to be like seen as a good thing or like a sort of hype thing. It's like now it's not really something to aspire to anymore. It's like something to like go like they should not be doing this considering the state of the world, you know what I mean? Like it's not the same. Like you've got to move with the world, babe. So you know, the way that he's like, ew, I'm not tipping that, in so entitled.
by the way, they don't control the prices. They don't have a food cart there. They're like making their own nachos where they buy their own ingredients for $1 and are charging you $37. Like, what do you mean? These people are out there like, that's why they're working. That's why there is a tip there. And also, piece of shit, yeah, if you have the means, I don't care. And I know people have their own issue with it. If there is a tip option and I have the money to, I'm going to tip. If it's a roundup to St. Jude, if it's on Domino's, there's always roundup to St. Jude. If it's a roundup, do you want to help the kids? Like, you should always be saying yes, but much less you're at Coachella and these.
Oh, I often shop at charity shops and they always ask me if I want to round up to a certain number, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll round up a penny to donate to charity. Like, I mean, obviously you donate to charity anyway, like giving them money to the charity by being in the charity shop and buying stuff from the charity shop, but still, like, if you're gonna give that extra, then give that extra, you know what I mean?
Two people are like, they're literally doing a service, right? I guess the people can argue, like, even people make your drinks, I still think is a service, but like, oh, like, why am I tipping someone if I'm picking up my own food? Well, they put it together for you. And this is Coachella. It's like, oh, you just spent $37 on nachos, but you can't give like $5 to these
Yeah.
he
like
was
girls.
flown for free in a private jet
Exactly.
to go there.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
And you don't order food without thinking about it ahead of time. When you order food, you think about the tip in that. You think about, okay, how much is it going to cost? How much the tip is going to be? you don't order food and then as an afterthought you're like,
Again,
you know
this
what,
is
that
like
was
an American
expensive
thing,
to my
but
taste. I'm not gonna
still a
tip the
good
person
point.
that doesn't decide how much it costs.
Yeah, and also
Exactly.
he's not even thinking about that. If the nachos were $57, he would have paid for him. So it's like give that extra $20, like because he's not even thinking about that either. Because it's like he has obviously the money to like do it. He really, like you said, made a point in the video to just show how like that is, you're so right. When I think about that, the fact that you left that in your vlog, in your Coachella vlog, where you, like you said, you're bragging about, making such a good point. You're bragging about the house, about everything, like how much he's like, I pay all of my employees so well. It's like, but these girls you can't tip. And he made the point to show, like you said, the $0.
Yeah, he zoomed in on it. It was like a big talking point.
That's
and like
crazy.
he's in the same vlog too, when he's talking about how much he spent on the Airbnb,
The
and he
tractor
complains
starting
about
out,
like some of the
basically, yeah.
amenities not working at this $15,000
God.
Airbnb. He's like, he has this quote that I saw on TikTok, and that's what made me want to watch the vlog to hate on it. It was like, I know that like everyone has different financial situations, and like people don't like when I talk about money, but like I paid $15,000 for this Airbnb, and like it was freezing cold when I woke up, and
my
the
God.
heater wasn't working, and I'm like, girl, you are actually a dastardly sick human being.
You're
and
sick.
again, this is
Listen,
really
I will say, if I was an influencer and I paid that much money, first of all, I would not pay that much money for a fucking Airbnb. $15,000 for a week. Are you for real? I mean, I know that like rents and things in America are way more than I mean, rents are crazy in the UK. Trust and believe. Like trying to get an Airbnb, you know, like apartment is crazy expensive. But like in America, it's even worse. So paying $15,000 for like probably what was a massive like villa mansion situation. If I'd paid that much, I would at least expect at the bare minimum for like things to be working, like the appliances to be working and stuff. But let's be honest, he was probably exaggerating a hell of a lot, being like, I was freezing cold in the morning or whatever. Like, he was just being a brat. Let's be for real. But like, if I was in that situation, first of all, I wouldn't have spent that much money, but also I would not be complaining. But like, I would also expect the stuff to work is what I'm saying, but I wouldn't be like complaining about it on the internet, you know what I mean? Like I'd leave that shit for maybe like a private review. I don't know.
him because he brags about this behavior. And ironically, he made a TikTok similar to this Spirit Airlines one a couple months ago where he talked about how he gets annoyed when people send him GoFundMes, but I think it kind of flew under the radar because it was like more general.
Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't know either. I saw it come up. Like someone said, this
God.
isn't the first time he did that. And they ran this other one back where he complained about getting sent random GoFundMes and getting asked to donate, but he didn't like specifically like address it to someone, where this was like kind of a specific person.
That's crazy because
So-
a GoFundMe is like a step where I get emails and be like, here's my PayPal, here's my Zelle or whatever like that. So you kind of don't know, but like GoFundMes usually have like a story, they have like a picture, like it kind of is like a thing that they're sharing around to other people because they need it, right? Like a GoFundMe is like there's thought into it, there's this. It's never just like a random person asking for money. Like there's usually like a little thought into it. So to be annoyed that people are sending you like GoFundMe. It's one thing for people to be like, send me $50 or whatever, which again is like whatever. I mean, you can send it or don't, but it's like a GoFundMe is like this thing that's like structured and there's like there's an actual like story behind it. I don't know. It's just all of that. And you know, he said he was out of touch in his first apology video. He said he was out of touch, and it's like, there'll be something that like just humbles him, and it's obviously finances are like a thing that's obviously his trigger, and also something that he just thinks he's owed and entitled to. And it's like something financially I just think is like, I don't know, that humbling is going to come harshly, and it's not okay. And if it's not financially or whatever, it's like there is something that's just universally, there's a way of this humbling people, because it's like we're here to help each other, we're here to help people.
Exactly.
And it's one thing to like whatever, like spend your money as you want. It's another thing to like also like taking it away from people, like girls working for tips and stuff like that, to be like so disgusting and so arrogant about just being like, I'm not even tipping for this. Like, okay, so you're an awful person. Like, but like, you're right. And we let it, it's so funny. It does just go under the radar. I think because it's James Charles and people just know him as being just a lunatic and stuff. And I think it's just like people, oh, it's James Charles. But I'm glad this one did, because it is, again, it's like, it's a humanity thing. There's so many things to cancel James Charles for, but it's like you're kicking someone when they're like down, and so many people are in that position.
Exactly. Like we were saying, there were so many layers to James Charles being a terrible person, and this is just one of them. This adds to the many things. Again, the foundation laid down, like pinning everything up, is the being a predator, like, let's be real. But also the lack of humanity and like the insane narcissism and just the psychosis is insane. And
it's something that nobody should ever have to go through. And I also hope that James Charles doesn't have to go through it, but it's like, maybe you have to go through that to like appreciate what you have, which he clearly does not.
Yeah. And I think too, just like how hateful it was. Like it was just like
The anger.
and like the diction and the word choice, like the way that he talked about this stranger he doesn't know, who he made 100 assumptions about, and like made up a scenario and a backstory in his head that probably isn't even true.
Insane.
And then it makes you think, wow, so you look at every other person who is like unemployed or struggling. Do you see people who have little signs on the street who are asking for any kind of donations? And you think, ugh, I hate those people. Like that's what I'm thinking of.
probably
I think
does,
he literally hates anybody who cannot benefit him financially or like culturally or just
He uses people for his own gain. And that's the two.
In the status quo. Anyone who cannot benefit him in any way, he does not care about you, or sexually. If you are not a tall, lanky, white
Hold to your shape, babe.
boy, he does not care about you.
Yeah.
If you are a woman, he does not care about you. If you are
Well, I
not
think he
buying his
hates you.
painted palettes.
Yeah, hates you. Yeah.
And I mean, that's the message he showed. And then clock it again, because the time he really did the thoughtful apology, the one he kept up, was after the Jackie Aina TikTok went viral, where again, it's a
Now, I haven't actually watched the Jackie Aina one. I will admit, I've not watched that one. I did used to really like Jackie Aina, but then I feel like she got cancelled. I just stopped watching her. To be fair, I don't watch a lot of like beauty YouTubers anymore, because again, it's just not really that time. I watch a lot of more commentary stuff, and if I wanted to watch like more fashion and makeup stuff, I go over to Instagram for that. Hence, that's where I make all my fashion content. Still, like, it's just not the same sphere anymore. But like, yeah, I didn't actually watch her video. I probably should, but because people have said it's really good. But I'll just watch that in my own time. But I know that she also was really good at roasting him.
Woman who's in the same sphere as him. I also, not lost on me that she's a black woman, and James has like a history of being racist. I mean, at 17, he was making jokes about Africa, not wanting to go to Africa. So that was kind of his first scandal. So that's also not lost to me. It's a woman who is in the same field, who also has a successful business, who broke it down very eloquently, and is someone who could like actually hurt him, like actually affect him. Kind of like, I mean, it's similar level to like a Tati, like doesn't have the same relationship, but the
Like we
same
were
like
saying.
status of Tati at the time.
Yeah.
And influence. And
agree.
then that's when he actually, and in his apology video, to use that sparingly, but the one he kept up, like he kind of uses the same verbiage that Jackie used.
Exactly. What was it? It was something. Oh God, it was.
He talked about how like it was immature. I could have just it was unnecessary.
Right.
I was privileged and obnoxious and rude.
Right.
Yeah. So
He used almost like an exact phrase on hers too, and it was
Really?
like so everyone's like, oh,
I
you
didn't know
clearly
that.
watched the
So
Jackie.
interesting.
Yeah.
Which it's actually, it was even better that it's coming from Jackie, because Tati, people could say her feelings were hurt because of the
She had a
sugar per hair.
personal motive. Yeah.
Like Jackie said, she
we all
doesn't
know.
comment on things. She kind of like stays in her own lane, and then she does it. I followed her for so long. I like love her. I love her whole aesthetic. I love everything about her. And yeah, she rarely does. I mean, I think I can think of maybe one other occasion where she's like talked about another creator, but like again, articulately and stuff. Like James like yells and whatever. The way she like came across and like has the, like you said, they're both in the beauty industry, not the same people, but I think it had so much. Like you said, there was. You said it earlier, where it's like he doesn't care unless you can like kind of go toe to toe with him, like financially or impactfully.
And the status quo, like I don't think he cared when it was the TikTokers who were like commentary creators with a few thousand followers making these TikToks. Because literally in the one he deleted, he's like, oh, these TikTokers with their think pieces using clips of me, and I don't care. I'm standing 10 toes down. So like he didn't care when it was smaller creators, but then having someone on the same level as a James Charles, again, who is like doesn't really get involved in this stuff, because I think even if you did it, he wouldn't care.
Of course, no, of course not. Yeah,
but Jackie, like she's very like she's just the same side. Like I feel like that's kind of what he wants to be with Painted, because she has her own business, so, and she's in Sephora, so I think he sees that and like that's what he wants to be professionally. So he's like, oh, now I need to pivot. Yeah,
you'll never be, and you never will be. You will never ever be, especially after this. Like you will never be that. Is he in Sephora? No, he's not in anything. No. He's not in Ulta. He's not in anything. Right?
No, he's in Morphe, but those doors are closed.
Exactly. Those doors are closed.
Exactly.
Not even getting a CVS or something, like nothing.
Not the CVS. She should add like I think it's TJ Maxx in America, because it's TK Maxx here. I think it's TJ Maxx in the US. But like that as well, just like add that. In fact, you know what, I think a lot of people would be really, really mad if he ever did get into a retailer, but I don't think he ever will, because his brand sucks.
Like, you are nothing, and you will never be. And why? And that's an interesting point, because I am shocked, because so many influencers have been able to transition into like a Patrick Starr's and like a Sephora, and like has Jacqueline Hill been in Sephora? No, maybe not her, but anyways, but people have transitioned, and I'm kind of surprised
Nobody
he's
cares
never
about
has,
this
because he
damn
does
hair
have like a
lipstick.
massive fan base. But again, I think that's just, again, maybe like universally a way of like humbling him, because it's like, you'll never be that, and especially now, you'll never get elevated, because people, the internet is forever, right? We've all learned this, obviously. I know it's awful, and it's like, yeah, you'll never, because you are consistently being this is what everyone's going to see. This is what the headlines are. It's literally the headlines, and it's recent. It's 2026, right? Who's going to want to work with this? Nobody in 2026 wants to be around someone like this, and you'll never be any of the people that you look up to. And you're actually just lowering yourself more and more. Like, you are the trash. You are lower than any of the people that think are.
You are the trash. You are lowering yourself. You are the trash. You are the trash. Trisha Paytas to James Charles, 2K26. There are so many quotable moments in this podcast. It's crazy. But like, it's just, this whole thing has been so good.
They're beneath you. Like, you are the trash of the internet, and it's out there forever. It's out there forever. And
sorry, correction. You are the trash of the internet. Trisha Paytas to James Charles, 2K26.
yeah, I even that second apology was just like not an apology. It's like no one feels bad for you. Like,
exactly.
Just say,
and put a damn shirt on, stand in front of a light.
Yes,
exactly.
And sit your ass down.
This is what we were saying in my video. Why is he doing this shirtless? Why did he do those two videos shirtless? Like, they were literally like 10 minutes apart. He was in bed, shirtless. It was insane. But this is what we were saying. Like, he could have at least got on, like, in the kitchen, I think is where he made the first video, like screaming at the camera about the employee, like, and he's done like other sit down videos, like other YouTuber apology style videos in front of at least a wall, sat on a chair or something, not just like in bed. Like, what the hell?
And give a real apology. That's how I know, like, his publicist or whoever was like, girl, you need to lock in and say something, because
Oscar, we are on the same wavelength, honey, because that's exactly what I said.
he did it like in his bed, laying down. So, and both apologies, like being shirtless. Like, you're, again, a grown man.
Yeah.
Put a damn shirt on, give your 10th apology video, and like act like you mean it, honey. Because
we don't even care anymore, though, right?
Take action. I mean, we don't care what you say. It's just take action, make up for what you did.
Well, but he does. Well, he hasn't. Like,
person.
every year, every 6 months, it's something, and it's like
No,
it's
I'm
something
saying
he
in
does.
this case, help the person, like, do something, do an action that shows that you think differently about the situation.
Yeah, that's like the bare minimum.
Walk it again,
At
for
least,
this.
I mean, again, for James Charles, whatever. But like last year with the Kayla Malik situation, where he was like colluding with her abusive ex-boyfriend, he at least made a donation to women who were victims of DV.
Okay,
right?
so that's a
that was
start.
something. So it's again
After he got
weird.
called out,
After
but
he got
yeah.
called
Yeah,
out,
exactly.
yeah. But that was like his PR spin. I don't know if at this point he just feels like he's uncancelable and like really does not give a because this time he's really not doing anything, right? Like it's not like he went like, yeah, I'm gonna make this right and donate X amount to, you know, whoever. This time it was really like, oopsies,
Right.
I was caught. The backlash made me
Exactly.
rethink. That's what he wrote in the comments.
That's literally it. Is whoops, I got caught. Oops, I'm getting called out by Jackie Einer, another woman in this space. And he probably was getting flashbacks to Tati Westbrook and being like, oh, I need to avoid this situation. But like, it was so pathetic.
It's like, oh, now that I got the backlash, like it made me rethink my stance after I said I wasn't sorry. I was like, girl,
Twice, yeah.
be serious.
You said it twice.
You've been bragging about this behavior. You think you're better than everybody. You think your wallet's fatter than everybody else's, and you don't give a about anyone.
It's not
Yet
forever.
you don't tip people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
All of it will catch up to him. It's all bad behavior. And yeah, thank God someone called him out. And like you said, like, because that's the only time he'll listen is like what he thinks is at someone's level. I think she's so above him, but I feel like he thinks like they're like in the same because they're like, you know, whatever. So I think that's the only reason he listened. Otherwise, like you said, he did not care. And he said that. He said he didn't care.
Yeah.
So anyways, you're awful. We've
that's
always
the
hated
thing.
you. So.
Always hated
And now I can say that with conviction because, you know, I tried not to. I'm like, well, maybe they're going through something, maybe they're this. But it's like, no, that's just a horrible person that we see time and time again. And this is the lowest. I think this is the lowest. I think there's just like not any lower you can go, and it wasn't a troll, and it wasn't any of that because
it wasn't.
like you said, he stood 10 toes down, and he stands by
just who
it.
he
So.
is.
You're the worst. I don't know who the fans are left, but maybe he just keeps getting like new, like they're like born, you know, like so like the people, like the babies now, then when they're like 13, they find James Charles, like we love him or whatever, and so maybe that's it. Like
literally what I was saying in my video, wasn't it? About like the people who are watching him were tiny children at the time of Bye Sister, so that those were his only fans, which makes it worse as well. And which is why it makes it so important that we keep calling him out, we keep making videos about him, and keep spreading awareness of just how terrible of a person he is. But
yeah, I think that's a part of it. Also on YouTube, he gears his content towards, I would say, like tweens, teens, because it just skews young with like the concepts and everything, like buying dinner from Facebook Marketplace. Like he does these like kind of like trendy, gimmicky things, and it gives like I'm not gonna say YouTube Kids, but it gives like tween vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
so I think that's why like the people who are like, oh, there's nothing wrong with this, because James, they just kind of like.
Yeah, he's doing more sort of challenge content now versus like the makeup tutorials he used to do, which I agree is what is promoting his content to that sort of young TikTok audience.
Going with whatever he says. So if he's saying there's nothing wrong with this, like, oh yeah, people shouldn't be begging for money, they should go out and work. I think it's all kids who have no concept of working. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what an awful influence that is to like that you do have that influence over people, and the like that's what they're learning. I think it's he's awful. Oh my gosh. The whole thing made me sick. That was like the worst. Oh my god, yeah. You know what? I was having such. I still have good vibes. Just this little pit stain of James Charles out there is just like the worst. But
yeah, for real.
Anyways, what else?
Mr. Beast also.
Okay, and then they start talking about Mr. Beast's birthday. So yeah, that was honestly gorgeous. We love Trisha over here. We stan Trisha Paytas on this channel. She adds to the whimsy of this channel. This channel is already whimsy as hell. She adds to the whimsy. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that in the comments below. As always, let's have a key down there. Tell me your favorite part of Trisha's roast of James Charles. I know I have a few. And we'll have a good old key in the comments. Also, as always, make sure to give this video a like. Really helps me out with the algorithm. Also, hype this video if you can. You know, you guys really helped me out on the Adam McIntyre video. A lot of you guys came from that video, so hey muckers, really appreciate you guys being here. The fellow muckers, we are one and the same, okay? And make sure to subscribe, of course, if you're not already. Make sure to follow me on all my social media, especially my Instagram. It's a fun old time over there. As next wish will be, as always, at the end of this video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.